speed.
Good evening from Lodi Ranch. This is a update, month and a half, 6 to 8 weeks on land, on ground, building our future. So last time we were cutting into the driveway, cutting into the house, kind of working the area. So if you take a look, we've got the driveway. It's a little soft. You're definitely going to need 4-wheel drive for this part of it. It's a little bumpy. We do have plans to get it graded and made into its own independent little road. So that's going to be this fall. Hopefully we can get that cut down. Until then, over the summer, 4x4 only. Jeep country.
Toledo.
Oh. So here used to be a couple of trees that we said we might need to knock down. Turns out we do in order to get a foundation guy up here. So we've got 3 trees that my lovely husband, who's working the camera, knocked down with an axe and a chainsaw combo. 1, 2, and 3. So that's going to be part of the driveway as well.
I cut that down with an axe. 2 hours of manual cutting. It was fun.
And this is 3 days, pretty much 3 days worth of work of raking all these pine needles out and covering the clay soil and the rocks, which geothermal education tells us it cools the place down. So as soon as I did that, temperature dropped. So we're building some really good quality topsoil up here. Hopefully we'll be able to ship that off to the community and help them grow their garden beds. So they'll give us vegetables and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, let me watch my language.
Yeah, YouTube and all that.
Watching. So we've cut the driveway all the way to the main house site, which if you go back to the previous videos and the one we posted in April-ish, you'll notice that it was probably about here that we said we need to cut into the trees to get to the house site with the Jeep. So, as you can tell, it's all gone. We can get the Jeep in and out with ease. We will have to take down some more trees, unfortunately, but that's only because the foundation guy told us so.
Those 2 trees there on our little island have to go.
But they will be replanted or repopulated somewhere, somehow, some way.
Mm-hmm. Spinning all the way around. This was all forest. You couldn't see anything back there.
But this is our new backyard.
Mm-hmm.
We've got ATV loading slash material loading right here. We've got gazebo, chillax spot. If you want to come in here, we've got a nice little visual of the road across the way and a nice little skyline.
Okay. Yep.
We want to come over here.
Car. And the slow pan effect. Wish we had little pop-ups we could do. Who cares?
In After Effects.
I'm lazy.
But for you gardeners, zoom in real quick. Look at that pine mulch. That's tomatoes. That's strawberries, blueberries. Anything that wants acidic soil, that's this. I just need a pound of this.
Mm-hmm.
And it should grow. So that's the color quality we're looking at, about an inch down underneath next to these trees.
Mm-hmm.
You know, add a little compost, potassium, eggshells, coffee grounds. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
High quality Miracle Grow topsoil.
Yep.
So, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Okay, so. I feel like I'm running an infomercial.
What are you trying to sell? Nature.
Vacation site for the family. But we've got all these trees knocked down. We've got the area for the kids' tree houses and a tree loft, external tree loft out there. That's all cleaned up and ready to start really detailing. Hopefully we'll get to that
before the end of the month.
Well, in the next 5 years, I would want to start building that, for the kids and stuff.
I'm trying to build it like soon.
So we have our tent, tool tent, fully set up, and as you can see, in use.
Do you want to show them the septic system?
Yeah. Okay, we can take a step inside and
The disaster.
show you our septic tank. Chad, I know you're gonna love this one, being the construction guy. So we have our surge tank where the inflow goes, and then we have our biofilter settling tank where it's gonna kind of combobulate, aerate, decompose, and filter back out into the clay. As the clay dries out, I'm hoping it'll whisk the moisture out of the
Ground?
No, the charcoal
Ah.
that has been absorbed from the surge tank. So
Education.
let's pray science.
Science. For science.
For science. See, this is kids. This is why school is important. All those little things that you think you don't need, when you're doing it by yourself, you actually do need it.
And then...
Now, you can pay somebody to get the education and know how to do it for you, or you can learn how to do it your fucking self and not pay anybody to have to do it for you.
And then...
So, I think we saved ourselves, almost $50,000 so far?
Yep.
In labor costs. Okay, so, and then we've got our parking spot, which Jess and Chad, this is
Your camping spot.
Vacation spot right here cut out for you.
Easily drive in and out.
We have garbage.
Oh yes, that was the first day.
That was, within the first week we figured that one out. So
Yeah.
all of our garbage goes in here. We probably will need to put a bear lock on here once the bears start migrating through the area.
Bear migration.
But we haven't seen any so far. We haven't had any problems so far. That's only 6 weeks. We'll see what the end of summer and fall brings, because I'm pretty sure we're going to need to lock that up. Next is our generator and septic area.
Our pooping and power. Poop and power.
Poop and power.
Poop and power.
So this is our generator shed.
Notice great white.
All custom built.
Out of
pallets.
crap.
Yeah. So we've got our gas. We tried to do a water collection. If you can see down there, we've got some water buildup.
But yep.
Right in here.
You touched my bladder.
But initial problem that is gonna find a solution. We some mice got in there
And died.
So we can't use that water for anything, and we have to get rid of that shit.
Burial.
So that's gonna be. We need some screening on that. So that's another day project that is on the list to do. Our septic hole. Clay.
Want to see our poop hole?
Took us about an hour to kind of finish digging it out, and then another 2 hours to kind of balance and level where the pots were gonna go and everything like that.
Poop and hole.
But that's our septic leach field for the RV.
Okay.
So nothing bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a trip in its own. Stage 1 is over there.
We won't go over there.
We won't.
There's pooping in there.
There's compost in there.
Oh, yeah, that's what they say.
That's what it is.
Human feces.
Water supply, showers, cooking, cleaning, all solved with our new water tank.
Mm-hmm.
We've even had to create a custom fitting spigot for it.
Mm-hmm. Save you $35 and do it for $7.
Yeah, right. So each one of these pieces were constructed and conceived with the power of the local community, because everybody in this area is running off of these bad boys. So they're useful for sure.
We do have a pump because we can't gravity feed.
Yeah, as you can see, I mean, I don't know if you want to back up, but that's the exact opposite way of gravity. This is kid science. Water does not flow uphill. Won't work that way. So it's either raise this higher than that, but we have trees, or pump it. So we decided to pump it.
Pump it up.
Pump it up.
What? Don't play. Want to see our
most impressive feat so far?
Well liked.
I believe is this next section. Al took inspiration from one of the neighbors and decided to dig a really big hole. It took maybe about 4
days.
4 days, but that was over a span of 2 to 3 weeks because it was just hot and difficult to get through. But he's so determined, he took a chisel to some of this rock to get it out because he was determined to get as far down as he could get.
Within reason.
So, until you thought it was adequate enough. So
reason.
You put your stamp of approval on the depth.
Reason.
But our fire pit.
Yep. We moved each one of these heavy ass rocks.
Yes.
Yeah,
these rocks were placed.
4 tables.
We leveled the entire area, and you stand there. I'm just gonna hold on. Yep. Camera staying still.
Not moving.
It's me moving. That's how far down it goes. I don't know if you can see my head, if I'm in the frame at all.
You're in the frame. Step up.
But
so
that was the bottom of the pit, and I'm 5'3", 5 foot 3 inches, or 63 inches tall. You figure that out.
It's not that deep.
It's about 3 feet deep.
Yeah. And it's clay, it's rock, and it's chisel. But a determined man will do determined things.
Yeah, come on in here and see. Show him the rocks.
Yeah.
This is a rock face.
It's all bedrock under there.
So if this is all one sheet of rock, then we'll be great on foundation. Because we can just screw right to this bad boy and lay concrete. No problem. But if not, then we're in a different predicament. So we'll see when we get there.
These rocks were big. That was the heaviest one. But that thing's so awesome as a table. It's just awesome.
It is. You really like that one.
I like that one.
That one's your table.
Yeah, that's my spot. Everybody else? You think you're going to take my spot? You think.
Papa's table.
But if you want to sit back here, let me fly back here real quick and just do a night shot. Yeah, as soon as it graded, there he goes. That's what it looks like out here, guys, when it adjusts the light to catch the sky. That's what it looks like a lot of the time during the day. You know, is that sun coming over that horizon? Yep. There's my lovely wife. So you guys can see we have been working very hard and trying to keep this place clean and build our house.
Build a place that you guys are going to have fun in.
Yes. Yes.
And enjoy being here.
So
35 acres. If you don't want to see us, that's cool.
that's cool. We won't
But
be
you
offended.
still have a spot that you can set up a tent and not talk to anybody.
That's true.
Each and every one of you.
Till I catch you on my land and ask you why my tent's there. Not only did you pitch a tent on my land, didn't tell me about it, then you took my tent and pitched it, which is very impressive nonetheless.
Don't take my tent and pitch it because you're wrong.
Come on now, let's be respectful. At least give me the tent back afterwards.
But hopefully we'll have that blue barrel is going to be our major scale composting for our garden.
Yep.
There's a lot of work that has been done that still needs to be done, obviously.
Show them your trinkets before we sign off.
Oh yeah, the artifacts that we found. These are for the history buffs. First we cover science, then we cover math. Now it's time for history. So back in the late 1800s, early 1900s time frame,
sure,
bunch of miner people were out here, blue collar factory worker types, right?
Dudes.
So they were setting up camps all over these properties, and they left little artifacts and trinkets for us to find. And so we found some, and we're going to be putting them in a nice display type of casing for museum historical preservation.
Because that's what we like.
This is Al's toy.
Look at that bad boy. That's an old machete, boys and girls.
Old machete. That was a sawing blade. Or he cut so much that he nicked it and created a serrated edge.
I have my theories.
He has his theories, I have mine. And around here,
our lock to the library.
we have a door lock that we are going to install in the library door, just for aesthetic purposes. Cleaned it up a little bit, doused it with some WD-40. We're going to try to see if we can open it up and clean in the inside, because you can see it pries open from here. And if we can set this in the door just as an inset feature, that'd be freaking awesome. It'd be even better if we can get it to actually reoperate. But that's engineering and
This is your history and engineering class.
Tinkering. So let's see how good of a tinkerer I am, and see if we can get that to rework.
Okay.
So
That's it.
else? Cacti Lane?
We already showed them that last
Yeah,
time.
the last time we showed them that. Okay.
I'll do a pan around and we'll say goodbye.
All right.
This is all open area, primary space. As you can see, it's pretty clear, nice and open. Nice and open, easy to move around. Nobody has to kind of get stuck and think there's wooded everywhere. So we've cleaned it up. We make it respectable. Soon that will be, and then within the next couple videos, with a bit of luck, that will be a house where she's standing, or at least the makings of one. We're getting there. The only thing that stops us is the only thing that costs things. Money.
But that's the problem. I mean, that's
that's all.
life, isn't it?
Yep.
But we're living the dream. So
Alright.
can't wait till you guys come down. Can't wait to see you again. Next time there will be probably more significant changes by the end of summer. Definitely by wintertime we're gonna have things really cut in and
Done, hopefully.
figured out.
Yep.
So until then, we'll keep you in touch and keep sending pictures. Let us know what we can and cannot do.
Yep.
And any kind of advice.
All right. Love you guys always. See you guys. Bye.